guys. I wanted to do a quick story time for you on something that I learned, new wisdom. Um, I wouldn't say new wisdom, but because I've always known this, but I'd like to say that I've experienced this now, this wisdom. We all have wisdom. Um, some of us use those, that knowledge to our advantage and we put it to practice. Others just hoard wisdom and they do nothing with it. And this is one of those that I didn't get to put to practice. The universe didn't test me on this, but this is a really uh, but this is a little short story of something that I experienced. For the past couple of days, I've been, you know, self reflecting and being aware of certain things that I have yet to work on and master. Um, the ego. I have so much ego. I've always had ego growing up. Um, I had it for so many reasons, mainly insecurities and the need to validate myself and feel validated by others, and to prove to myself and prove to others that I am capable, I am the best, and I do matter, and I am worthy. So, you know, that ego kept growing. And now, where I am in my life, I realize that ego is not going to serve me in any way where I am going and with what I am trying to do. But I still have it. And that's one of the things that I've been praying about. I've been meditating on it, I've been praying about it, asking the universe, asking my guides, asking the divine beings out there to remove ego from me. If it's not necessary, if it's something that I do not need to put me through what I need to go through to dissolve that ego. And today was a very, very difficult day for me. I assume it's because of my hormones and my cycle is possibly coming up. But whew, today was so emotional for me. I felt completely sad for no specific reason. It was just a feeling. I felt very vulnerable, very weak, and I ran into people that were a reflection of this emotion and this state of mind, and not in a positive way, not people that have my heart or would handle difficult emotions the way that this new person would. In fact, I ran into people that reflected the old Carolyn and how she handled difficult emotions. So I didn't look at it in any way until now. I didn't assume that it was for a particular reason that this happened, but I went into the drive-through of McDonald's to get my daughter some food, and there's two lines, which I assumed was for one side of the drive-through and one for the other side. I end up, pulling up to the one line that is shorter, and I end up being right next to this mean old fat guy. It was just so mean, and he cut me off, and I rolled down my window and I kindly said, "Sir, there's two lines." He's like, "No." He was so angry, livid, whatever you want to call it. He was that. And he was with his daughter on the passenger side, and by the look on her face, you can tell that she is like, "Oh my God, it's not that big of a deal, Dad." She can sense that he's just miserable today, or whatever he was going through that today. And I said, "Sir," after he's angrily confronting me, I said, "Sir, you don't have to be mean." And he's like, "I'm not being mean. Listen, lady, I just want to get my burger. And I was like, okay. I let it go. I let him go. And the Carolyn that I used to know would have never responded the way that I did. I would have got angry. I would have cursed. I would have put on this strong facade, and I would have protected my vulnerability with anger and masculine energy, and I would have, flipped out. But I didn't. And I felt that switch in my soul. I felt that surrender where I just let go and I allowed myself to be vulnerable. And I cried. I let my tears just fall down, and I just didn't replace that emotion with a negative emotion, with another negative emotion. I accepted it for what it was. My feelings were hurt, and I was in a vulnerable state. And instead of fighting my feelings and trying to train myself to be strong and suppress my true emotions and replace them with another one, with another set of emotions, I just made the decision to just embrace what I was feeling. And I cried, and I released that, and I accepted it. And I was just I went through a little painful moment, but once it wore off, I was truly grateful for myself for not allowing someone else to dictate who I am, and allowing someone else's personality or state of being to transform me into the person that I no longer want to be associated with. And now I look back and I think, wow, I've been praying for this. I've been praying for, you know, the death of the ego. I've been praying to rid myself of ego, and the universe has responded by providing me with opportunities that allow me to exercise that and to, defeat my ego and to not react on certain emotions out of ego. So, lesson learned here is that number one, whatever emotions we're carrying, however we feel, if we pay close attention, we run into a lot of people that reflect that. But if we take a moment to step aside and visualize and analyze it from, a real logical perspective, we'll be able to realize that these encounters are showing us something about ourselves. And if we give people the power to, by blaming them and by making them responsible for our reaction and for, we will never change. We will never experience true wisdom. We will never experience a evolution. So the key is to always look at yourself and how you can react better and how you can become a better person. I could have easily said, what an asshole. It's all his fault. He should have known better. And I would have missed my opportunity to learn something deeper about me and be grateful for myself and, make the right decision on how I, react. Now I'm free. I'm okay. I'm fine. I understand not everybody's perfect. He was probably having a bad day and he let his emotions get the best of him. Me, on the other hand, I allowed my emotions to be what they were based on what reaction and what stimulation I got externally. And I embraced what I was feeling. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. It's okay to not suppress sadness and replace sadness with anger or with strength, and just brush it under the rug. I'm fine now. I'm good. I'm at peace, and I'm actually very proud of myself, and I feel very, very relieved. Of course, still emotional because, like I said, my cycle's about to come up and my hormones are crazy. But I am truly, truly proud of myself. He did not walk away with my soul. I am not sitting around beating myself up for humiliating myself, or coming out of character, or doing something that wasn't true to my soul and my true intentions. I'm truly satisfied with the way that I handled everything. I'm free. Nothing is haunting me. I'm not dwelling on anything. I'm not stuck in that situation, in that experience. I'm not replaying it. Nothing of this of that sort. Him on the other hand, who knows? It's not my business either, but you never know. When we handle things inappropriately, these situations haunt us. Maybe he cares, maybe he doesn't. But like I said, that is not for me to care about because I'm free. It's not something that's bothering me. I learned from it, and I am, like I said, I am truly proud of the fact that I didn't react, and that I am being heard on a very big thing that I want to overcome, which is another big lesson that I learned here, is that every time I truly ask for something with pure intentions and with a lot of, you know, I don't know how to explain this, but it's just like true desire and just honest intentions. When I ask for something, I get a response. Maybe it may not come in the way that I want, because I would have preferred my ego to be dissolved the magical way, just poof, be gone. I don't want it, I don't need it, it is not serving me. But it didn't come that way, and now I understand how it's going to come. I'm going to be put in many situations where my ego is going to be tested, and I have a choice. I have a choice to live in the old personality and the old self, to live in the past and react based off the old mindset and the old emotions, or I could, you know, affirm this new person that I am becoming, affirm all the great qualities that I want to have, and put into practice things that involve not having ego. So, with that being said, don't compromise your personality, your soul, um, anything that has to do with you for others. Uh, I'm sure a lot of people will try to take you out of your balance and will hurt you and will do things that affect you, but that is none of your business. That is not personal to you, it is personal to them. They may be hurting much more than you, and they may not see things the way that are real. They may have this projection and this false reality built up in their minds, and that's the reality that they're deciding to live in every day on a constant basis. And those are the emotions that they're practicing daily. Those are the thoughts that they're, imprisoned by. And you have to make the choice to not allow other people to determine who you are going to be and who you really are. You can either choose to be who you really are, or continue to dress yourself up in things to protect who you really are. You don't have to protect yourself. Let it go. Surrender. Feel whatever it is. The old Carolyn would have never, ever cried over a rude person being rude. I would have punched them in the face, or I would have yelled at them and cursed them out and probably cut them back off and did some petty things. And but that's not me. That's not me. People don't own me. I own me. And if it hurts me and I feel an emotion genuinely about a situation, I am not going to prove a point for anyone just to prove something to that person so they don't think I am weak. I don't need that. Just because I am vulnerable does not mean that I am weak. It means that I am actually very strong enough to embrace whatever emotions are there and to not dress them up for something else, and to still retain and have my own power and my identity and my dignity and my independent thoughts that are not, manipulated by my subconscious conscience, not manipulated at all by my subconscious. So at the end of the day, I am free. I am not ruled by a programmed identity, a programmed emotion, downloaded beliefs, downloaded thoughts, practiced. Um, I don't even know how to explain this anymore. It's just, we all practice things on a daily basis. We all practice. We're masters. We're slowly becoming masters of certain little micro things that we just push aside and we pay no mind, whether it's making our bed every day or brushing our teeth appropriately every day or picking that sock up from the floor. Your choice is whatever you are installing into your hardware, and that's what your body and mind is recognizing and identifying you with, and that's what it's going to enforce. And those are the thoughts that are going to come through and they're going to manipulate you and run you and determine what it is that you do, and influence your choices. So like I said, I am not imprisoned to my emotions. I am not imprisoned to my thoughts or any of that. I am practicing the right things every day. I am making sure that I am aware, practicing the right things so that I can continue evolving into my best self. So, back to my point is, like I said, don't let people control you. Don't let people determine how you are going to react. You are your own responsibility, and it is not anyone's fault on who you choose to be. It is only your responsibility to be yourself for your conscience and for your soul. Everyone else, that's their responsibility, but they should not be able to mold you and hurt you enough to change and be something that is detrimental to your soul. You should raise your awareness and know what is right from wrong so that you don't do the wrong, because the wrong doesn't feel good to your soul and it doesn't bring out the best of you. So align yourself and raise yourself. And now I'm reaching a new level. I'm reaching the level of the ego, and I know that it's going to be hard, and I know that it's going to be gruesome, and I am going to continue turning my cheek and taking it, because I know what I want to do. I want to rid myself of the ego, and I am so excited for that because I don't need it. I really don't. Anyways, guys, I wish I could tell you more, honestly. I feel like I'm missing out so many little keys here, but I'm sure you get the point. Sending you so much love, so much hugs. Take care.